What's going on, everyone? This is your host, author Anthony Avina. Welcome to Halloween week here on Avina Vlogs. This is episode 58 of the Writer's Corner podcast. And you guys might notice here on YouTube that this is actually a video, which is, we always have videos, but this is actual images and video images here. Usually I just put the audio up with some pre-shot pictures and stuff. But this week's subject felt more like a video, and I thought I'd just take the audio from this video and put it up as episode 58. So this week, or not this week, but today, because this is the second of 3 podcasts this week. 3 podcasts, can you believe it? This is going to be my top 5 horror books to read on Halloween or around Halloween. This is going to be my top 5 books to read on Halloween. So I'm really excited about this. I actually have the books in physical format here. So I'm really excited to share them with you. And yeah, I've read all these books and they're amazing and I can't wait to share them. So without further ado, here are my top 5 favorite Halloween books, or books to read on Halloween. The first book I'm going to talk about today that I love to read around Halloween time, Stephen King's The Shining. Stephen King has 2 books on my list for Halloween themed books, or books to read on Halloween. I keep whatever. Anyways, The Shining is one of my all-time favorite Stephen King stories. It's one of the scariest to me. It's a classic haunting tale, but it's very complicated at the same time. It takes place at a hotel called the Overlook Hotel, which is actually based on the Stanley Hotel, an actual real hotel in Colorado, where Stephen King actually stayed, which makes this even scarier. This book is loosely based on his own experiences while staying at the hotel. He actually wrote it while there. The book follows the Torrance family. Jack Torrance, Wendy Torrance, and their son, Danny. When they get there, they're there because they're tasked with taking care of the hotel during the off-season. When everyone's gone and winter has arrived, they're there to take care of the hotel. But there are dark, evil forces lurking within the hotel that threaten to tear apart the family. On top of that, the little young boy, Danny, is gifted with a special ability known as The Shining. And he must navigate the dark secrets of this hotel before his family falls prey and becomes the next permanent guest of the hotel. It's really well written. Once you get into the story, it's very fast-paced. A lot of stuff happens. This book was published in 1977, and over 30 years later, Stephen King wrote a sequel called Dr. Sleep, which was also very good. But this book is amazing. It's a classic for a reason. The Shining with Jack Nicholson is a great film, but I will say it's not exactly what happens in the book. So if you guys think you can just watch the movie and get the gist of this, you're wrong. This book has so much more happen, so many different plot points in the book that I think are actually a little bit better. Highly recommend this read. Stephen King's The Shining. Definitely go read this. The second book I highly recommend you guys go read on or around Halloween has got to be Stephen King's It. This book has never been more relevant than it is now. It involves Pennywise the Clown. If you guys don't know the story, this is also a made-for TV movie. I'm going to read a little bit of what the plot is about so you guys have an idea. This takes place in a small town in Maine called Derry. A group of kids stumble upon a real horror. But when they grow up to be men and women who have gone out into the big world and gained success and happiness. But none of them can withstand the force that has drawn them back to Derry years later to face the nightmare without an end and the evil without a name. So this book, It, is one of the scariest books I've ever read. Pennywise the Clown is terrifying. It's especially more terrifying in this day and age because of all the stupid, idiotic people who think it's funny to dress up as clowns and go scare people and attack people. There's a huge epidemic of people going around doing this right now, and so clowns and people are actually dressing as Pennywise the Clown, some of them from the TV movie. Clowns are one of the biggest fears in the world. It's one of those big phobias that a lot of people have, and this book expertly explores that phobia, and there's a lot of amazing twists in the plot that people won't see coming. But yeah, this is a fantastic book. Highly recommend it. Stephen King's It. A fantastic, scary read. The next book I have for you guys is actually a classic. It's one of my favorite classic Gothic era horror stories. It is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. It definitely is the classic story of man making his own monster in a way, and the monster ended up being the man himself. For those of you who don't know, Victor Frankenstein is a scientist who is obsessed with raising the dead, and he creates life. He makes a whole new person, but of course life is not always as easy as that, and things go very, very wrong. Frankenstein is not the monster in the story. For those of you who don't know the story right by now, Victor Frankenstein is where the name of the book comes from, the scientist. The monster is unnamed. So, Mary Shelley's novel was written in 1816, and it was known as the Modern Prometheus. Another name for Frankenstein. Frankenstein is a classic horror novel that is very short read. It's like, let's see, a little over 200 pages, not too bad. It's definitely one of those classics you have to read at Halloween, so highly recommend reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Go get your copy. The next book I picked was The Complete Works of Edgar Allan Poe. This huge collection right here is his complete collection. Whoa. This book's heavy. He wrote quite a few things. Poems, which include Spirits of the Dead, Imitation, The Lake 2, Mysterious Star, Deep in Earth, The Haunted Palace, and then stories which include A Tale of Jerusalem, Four Beasts in One, Never Bet the Devil Your Head, The Pit and the Pendulum, of course, The Telltale Heart, one of my all-time favorites, and The Black Cat. So lots of great reads in here. This collection brings the total to almost 1,000 pages, but luckily they're all short stories and poems, so you can just pick what stories you want to read. But yeah, highly recommend this at Halloween time. Edgar Allan Poe's complete works of fiction and poetry. Definitely a must-read. The final book that I recommend reading is Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. Definitely a great read. The story of Lestat and the young protege he takes, Louis. It was a great film, but this book is just amazing. Getting to see the haunting tale of this young vampire through the centuries, and getting to tell his story to this reporter in modern times, and the haunting presence that Lestat has in his life. Makes this a very well written book. I love this book. I really want to read the whole series. This was number 1 in the series, I believe. It's The Vampire Chronicles is the series by Anne Rice, which includes The Vampire Lestat, The Queen of the Damned, The Tale of the Body Thief, Monarch the Devil, The Vampire Armand, Merrick, Blood and Gold, Blackwood Farm, and Blood Canticle, just to name a few. So, Anne Rice is a fantastic writer, and this is a phenomenal read. So when you're thinking of Halloween books, definitely think of Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. Well, there you go, guys. Those were my top 5 books I love to read on Halloween or near Halloween. Great reads. I highly recommend all 5 of them. My question of the day is, what books do you guys like to read on Halloween or near Halloween? It could be regular novels. It could be in any genre. It could be comic books, graphic novels. What do you guys like to read? Leave your comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me if you did. And click that eye in the sky for today's recommended videos, playlists, and more. And don't forget, when you leave those comments, I will be picking a few to use in my upcoming Q&A video. So as well as leaving your replies to your favorite books to read on Halloween, leave me some questions and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy Halloween week as we continue on Avina Vlogs Halloween week. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for a brand new video. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.